Hey guys, this is Boston with Ram Radio, and this is my guest,
Myriah Tibbs.
So today, this is obviously like a radio station, so we're going to be talking about music and stuff like that. This episode's going to be a little bit more like broad, but in the future it'll be more specific. So let's just jump right into it. So my first question is, what is your earliest memory of music?
I mean, I've been listening to music since I came out of the womb. I've always loved music. It hasn't always been the best taste. I didn't actually, have a good taste in music till, probably middle school when I got introduced to, Mac DeMarco and, Frank Ocean and them. But, before that, I listened to anything and everything. Probably shouldn't say the specific songs because they're just not good songs. I shouldn't have listened to them.
Okay, so, who was your first, you mentioned Mac DeMarco. So, who was your first album or artist that made you fall in love with music?
Mac DeMarco. I love Mac DeMarco. I love all his music. When I'm doing homework, I don't like listening to music that has words because I'll get distracted. So I listen to his instrumental music. Yeah. Everything about his music, it's so catchy. It has good meaning. I love Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, for sure. I actually love him too, but it's cool.
Oh, okay.
So you also mentioned your music taste and how it's evolved over the years.
Yeah.
So how would you say it has transitioned from not a good music taste to better over the years?
I guess getting introduced to different genres. At first I only listened to pop, and then I got more into alternative, indie rock, R&B, which introduced me to so many different artists like I said, Mac DeMarco, Frank Ocean, Tyler the Creator, SZA, everyone like that.
So for me personally, whenever I didn't even listen to music at all until 8th grade year of middle school. And so I literally listened to no music. It just wasn't my thing, I guess. I never really had time, I guess. I've never find time for it.
Yeah.
But then in 8th grade, we were just talking about, I heard a Kanye West song, Slow Jams, and I was like, whoa, this is actually crazy good. And I did a deep dive on Kanye West, and he's kind of the artist that made me fall in love with music, and it just kind of as I went through the years of high school, I would explore with new genres and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how I've evolved over the years. Also, I use Twitter a lot, and Twitter, I find so many artists on there that no one knows about. And so, later in the podcast, when we talk about, our top 10, a lot of those people on my top 10 albums of all time, not a lot of people know about them. And so, but they're special to me because I took the time to find them and listen to their music, and they make some really good creative pieces. Okay, so let's dive into our top 5 artists.
Okay.
So
I have a list of artists.
You have a list? Okay.
Yeah.
What makes these artists your favorite? The lyrics, the production, the influence, or something else? What makes them your favorite, and what connects you to the artist?
Like I said, I already talked about Mac DeMarco, so we can skip that one. Another one, like I said, is Frank Ocean. All his music has such a deep meaning, and he puts so much emotion into each and every one of his songs. I've never heard a bad Frank Ocean song. Yeah. All his music is so good. I also really like Joji. He helped me after a bad breakup, so he was my go-to artist for all of that type of music. And then I love Faye Webster. She is one of my favorite artists. I love her so much. All her music is good. Johnny, no, it's a basic song, but Johnny is so good. She has specific stories for all of her music. Yeah. And it's crazy that she can, make lyrics to go so well with, each of her stories. And she tells those stories so well through music. And then, I don't know if you know who Leve is.
I do, yes.
I love Leve. She has such a interesting take on jazz.
She does. So
good. What about you?
Oh, wait, before that, have you heard, wait, I gotta pull it up 1 second. 1 second, guys. There's a jazz album by Mac Miller that is actually not very known about. It's under a different name. It's under the name Larry Lovestein and the Velvet Revival, but it is Mac Miller, and he has a jazz album that he dropped, and it is so good.
I've never
So everyone should go check it out. It is called You by Larry Lovestein and the Velvet Revival. It's Mac Miller. He just released it under a different name because it's a different genre the way he typically does. It's one of my favorite albums. It's not my top 10, but it's up there. So my favorite artist of all time. So my number 1 favorite artist is Kanye West. He literally revolutionized hip-hop. Without him, the production and the beats and even the way the flows that modern-day rappers use would not be the same without Kanye West. And so that's just also he got me into music. Yeah. So it's kind of a personal connection there that although he's kind of a crazy person, I separate the artist from the music because he's just so good at what he does. Number 2, Faye Webster. the reason why she's so high on my list is because just like Frank Ocean. Wait, is that who you said helped you through the breakup?
Yeah. Well, no, I said Joji.
Okay, yeah.
Frank Ocean.
But
Okay.
Faye Webster helped me through my bad breakup, and like her songs are just beautiful.
Yeah.
And so like it was perfect to get me through the breakup. I really have a deep connection with Atlanta Millionaires Club. That's like my favorite album by her. And I listened to that album on repeat for a while.
I love that album.
So my third favorite is A$AP Rocky. He's literally I think his music is timeless. It's really, really good. One second. He also, like with Kanye West, kind of like shaped and paved the way for modern day hip hop and like that style. And then Travis Scott is one of my favorite trap artists of all time. He's really, really good at what he does, and I really like. He's just he's like a well-rounded artist overall. Frank Ocean is also my top 5. I think Frank Ocean has 2 10 out of 10 projects. Like, neither of his albums have a skip. They're all really good. You can listen to it fully through and get the full story. I could talk about Blonde for hours. I've watched like video documentaries on Blonde, so that's interesting. Have you seen any of your top 5 artists live?
I actually haven't. I've never been to an actual concert,
Dude,
sadly.
same.
I've been to like concerts at Cooper's for like country, but I've never been to an actual concert. Sadly, I want to go, but I just don't have the time.
I have never been. I don't have the time or the money, so I've never been to an actual concert. A Faye Webster concert is on my bucket list, though. I do want to go to a Faye Webster concert so bad. Okay, here's actually a really good question. Is there an underrated song from one of them that you think deserves more love? From one of your favorite artists.
From one of the 5 I said, or can I say it like from another artist?
Honestly, let's just make it broad. From any of the artists that you know, that you love, do you have an underrated song from them, and why do you think it deserves more love?
Okay. Do you know who Strawberry Guy is?
Yes.
His music is so, so, so good, and he has a song called Birch Tree. Not a lot of people know that song.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite songs by
Really?
him. Yes, I love that song. But not a lot of people, like, at least that I know, listen to, like, alternative music, so they don't really, like, know who Strawberry Guy is.
Yeah.
So
for me, mine would be, I don't know, do you know who Lucky is?
Oh.
So Lucky's a rapper. He's pretty good. He's just kind of getting mainstream now. Like he just broke like 5 million followers or 5 million monthly listeners. But he has a song called No Troubles. It's off his first ever project. And his first ever project is actually my top 10 albums of all time. But he has a song called No Troubles that no one ever talks about, and it's just a beautiful song, and I love it. So, yeah.
I'll have to listen to that.
Okay, if you could collaborate with any of your artists, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. Maybe, do you know Jake? JVKE. That's how, like, he says.
I do know him,
I
yes.
love Jake. He has the song, This Is What Love Is Falling. Or This Is What...
Yeah.
That song, I love that song so much. If I could collaborate with him, or probably... I have to go back to my favorite, Mac DeMarco. I mean...
Yeah, for sure.
He's so amazing. What about you?
So for me, I would probably collaborate with Kanye West. I like producing, like I like to make beats and stuff, like that's fun for me. And I think just like hearing his insight on like making music and stuff like that would just be actually so interesting. And so I just think that like Kanye West is he's a really good, really valid for that. All right, top 10 albums.
Top 10 albums? I'm
Yes.
gonna say 10.
Well, how many do you have?
Over 10, so it's
Over
okay.
10.
Here Comes the Cowboy by Mac DeMarco, obviously. This Old Dog, Mac DeMarco. Anything Mac DeMarco is gonna be in my top 10 because it's Mac DeMarco. I can't help it.
It's interesting.
I really like Flower Boy and Igor by Tyler the Creator. Those are 2 of my favorite albums by him. And then the SOS Deluxe album by SZA.
That's a good one.
So good. I liked her like original version, but when she came out with the deluxe, there's not that many different songs, I guess, but they're still really good. Blonde. Frank Ocean. I love Frank Ocean and Blonde, like you said. That is one of my favorite albums of all time. Atlanta Millionaires Club, Faye Webster, obviously. Bewitched by Leve. I don't know if you've like heard the whole
I've listened to all of her
music.
albums, yeah.
Promise, that's one of my favorite songs by her.
She's really, really good.
She's so talented. So talented. How many have I said?
I lost
Probably
count.
like 7. I don't know.
Anyways.
Favorite Worst Nightmare by Arctic Monkeys. And
See, I'm not the biggest Arctic Monkeys fan.
Really?
Like, I've just never been able to get into them.
You have to get into it. It's so good. You just like not like the like
I don't know.
music
I
or
just
what?
I guess I haven't given them a fair chance, to be honest. So, like
okay.
maybe I should maybe I'll revisit. I don't know.
I really like Nevermind by Nirvana too. Lithium is one of my favorite songs.
So what's the one album on your list that you can listen to without like skipping a single track?
Blonde. I mean, Frank Ocean never
same.
messes up.
Seriously. And I feel like if you skip a track on Blonde, you're missing part of the story.
His music is so good, and each story he tells, like, you have to listen to the whole album to understand.
Yeah, or you just don't get the whole story. So it's actually like I'd never like listen to Blonde like just one song at a time.
The whole album.
I literally have to listen, like I have to set aside time to listen to the whole album through. That's just how I've always been with that.
I'm the type like to like listen to an album or song on repeat like over and over and over again.
Yeah, I do that. Like when an artist will drop a new album, I'll listen to it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh yeah, when Drake dropped his new album, that's all I listened to for like a week straight. Like that is it.
Do any of these albums have like a personal like meaning or like memory attached to them? And are you willing to share that?
I'm gonna go with Joji, just because like my like relationship, like the way he talks, the way his like lyrics related to me, like through my relationship, really like helped me get over it, I would say. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for that.
Okay. That's fair. So for me, my top 10 albums, I have Blonde at 1. It's the best story I think I've ever heard. Has beautiful production, and it just like it feels so personal, and like I'm so connected to the story and the characters that's like it's timeless. And then Igor is my number 2. Tells a breakup story, and it's like it's really influential because I also listened to it during a breakup, so like it was just like, man, like I just connected to it. And then 3 is Alternative Trap by Lucky. It literally revolutionized like the underground scene, and it's like one of the best trap albums I've ever heard, like over like Travis Scott's trap albums. And so it earned a spot in my top 3 for that. And then I have Rodeo by Travis Scott. It's his debut album. It's a beautiful trap album. It creates like a crazy experience, and it's just like it feels like one song. You know, like when you listen to an album, it just feels like one 40-minute song. That's what Rodeo feels like. And then Live Love ASAP. Like I said earlier, it like shaped modern hip hop. And it's my favorite ASAP album, and I listen to it all the time. And then Atlanta Millionaires Club. She's one of my Faye Webster. It's one of my favorite artists of all time. She tells amazing stories through her like music, and her production is like actually like perfect. Cause like I'll listen to a song and be like, oh, that's not mixed very well. Like I can tell that like the beats in the songs are different tracks. But the way Faye Webster is mixing her music, it's so like it doesn't do that at all. And I'm like, whoa, like that's what draws me to her, I think. Late Registration by Kanye West. Kanye is one of the greatest artists of our generation. Like he's insane, but he's one of the greatest artists of our generation. He shaped, with his Graduation trilogy, he shaped like modern day hip hop. I already said that, but I'm just repeating it. And his production, like I said, is like actually beautiful, and he is like the most creative mind I've ever had like the privilege of listening to. So Veteran by JPEG Mafia. You probably don't know who that is.
No, I don't.
But anyways, he like is like his flow is so unique. And it's just like he pushed hip hop in like a bold and like experimental direction, and like a lot of people followed him in that way. And so like he's like, I just really like people who are bold and go first. And then like it like I'm like, dang, like that person really took a risk with their like with their direction and their view of like their music. And so like that also like it's like, dang, like they took a risk and it paid off. And so like when I first heard Veteran, I was just hooked immediately. Lupe Fiasco is the Cool. This is another album that tells like a really deep story. It tells like a beautiful story with such smart lyrics. Like his lyricism is crazy. It's like on par with Kendrick Lamar. I don't like Kendrick Lamar. That's just me. But it's on par with like Kendrick Lamar's level of storytelling. And it makes the album feel like a movie. Like actually, like I was like could like picture what was going on. It was like what? I was freaking out. And then 10 is Every Gram Counts, which just talks. It's like a raw and like it's a really unfiltered look at like what like the streets of LA look like. And like he has like 50K monthly listeners. So his name is Jay Grams. He's like not that big of an artist, but like it captures the struggles of like being on the streets and like having to do stuff that might not be legal in like a beautiful and authentic way. And I was just like, dang, it's a good album. So that's my top 10 and my reasonings behind it. Do you have any guilty pleasure albums that you hesitated to include, or that like you just love for the for the love of the game?
Don't judge me, but Nessa Barrett.
Really?
Yes, I actually love her music so much. Like I was gonna go see her in concert during spring break.
Really?
Yeah, but I was stuck at work, and my best friend that was gonna go with me had to go out of town. Mm-hmm. I love Nessa Barrett, and her like songs relate so much with like situations I've been in. Probably not a fan favorite, but I love Nessa Barrett. I get hate for it all the time because it's Nessa Barrett, but I love her.
I don't think I've ever heard a Nessa Barrett song.
Ever?
I don't think I have.
Oh, I know all of her songs.
So, do you know the guy named the rapper Ian? Mm-mm. Dang, you don't know anyone.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, the rapper named Ian dropped an album like a few months ago, and like I listened to it. I think it's just like there's no substance to it at all, but like it's just so good. Like I just like it's just so catchy. Mm-hmm. So I listen to it all the time. Also, Almighty So Too by Chief Keef. The album is also the same as Ian's. Like no substance to it at all, but it's like I listen to it when I'm at the gym, and it's just like I'm like it's valid. But I'm definitely would never put that in my top 10. But I listen to it. Like Chief Keef is my number one artist on Spotify for like the past 3 years.
But
like,
he's not in your top 10?
He's not in my top 5 because there's no substance to his music. I just listen to him at the gym. Okay, but I do love his albums, but like I can't justify putting him above anyone in my top 10 because like my reasoning would be like good music. Yeah. Like that's just not like enough for me to put him in my top 10. Is there an artist or album that used to be in your top 10 but has fallen off?
I would say the Rex. It's an alternative like artist. I really like them, but I like out-listen myself. I listen to them way too much that like they wouldn't be someone I would like listen to all the time. Yeah. And to be honest, like they're up there. They have some good like meaningful songs, but a lot of it is just like I really like how it sounds. Like it's just good music to me.
Yeah. For me it's definitely like let me think. Clairo. She used to be up there for me.
Yes, I love Clairo.
She used to be up there in my top 5 artists, but like I overplayed her album so much that it's just like and like her albums are good, but like I feel like there's just better to me, and so like I kind of overplayed those out of my top 10, and then also TV Girl, both of those are.
That's how I am with like Rex Orange County. Like I love Rex Orange County. I've listened to all of his albums, but I outplayed myself so much that it's like not something I would go to first. Like I'll still listen to it. It's just not something that I'm gonna like pick over my other top 10.
Yeah, I get that. So what's an overrated album that everybody loves but you just don't get?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know any.
Really?
Yeah, do you?
I think every Taylor Swift album.
So. Oh, okay. Yes. No, you're right on that. I'm not a big Swiftie. No hate to Swifties.
No, there's hate to Swifties.
Not for me. But I don't like her music very much. I used to listen to like her old music when I was younger, obviously. But I've never like sat and listened to a full album of any of her new music ever. And I don't get the like hype about it. I don't think she's a bad artist. It's just not someone I'm going to go listen to willingly.
Is there like a song that like you hear it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like it just makes you mad to listen to it?" Cuz I think it's called Bar Song by
Bar Song. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That song, like I hear it and it just makes me want to just like
I instantly shut it off.
It makes me so like I hear a TikTok with the sound and I just scroll really fast. It like actually it makes me unreasonably angry.
What's that song by Beyonce? It was like a country song. It was like country.
With Bruno. Wait, is that one?
It was like a newer.
Is it not with Bruno Mars? Wait, no, I know what you're talking about. Now I have to look it up.
That song makes me so mad because it's like labeled as country. It's not country at all. And that song.
Yeah. Wait. Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. It's definitely the Cowboy Carter whole album.
Yes. I don't.
Look, I'm looking at Bray. I'm looking at Bray right now because he's getting mad. But there's definitely a song in here that I just can't remember. Texas Hold'em.
Yes, I don't like that song at all. At all. Anytime anybody plays that willingly in the car,
Bray is angrily shaking his head.
Oh gosh. Sorry.
But anyways, I agree with you. I think that, like, I think artists should venture and try new things. I just don't think.
Don't label something that it's not.
Making a country. Like, making country pop will just never work, and you'll get so much backlash for it. And that's why I don't like that song, and I also don't like the Bar Song.
Yeah, I don't like Bar Song either.
That song just, oh my gosh. Like, I like country, but, like, I do not like that song. And for me, like, an overrated album that everyone loves, I just don't get, has got to be every Taylor Swift album.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, and then now that like we talked about it, Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't go into that. Never mind.
No, go into it. Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
understand how she got a Grammy for that album
I agree.
at
I
all.
have to agree
Like
with
I've
you.
never met anyone that has actually fully listened to that album and was like, "This is good." I didn't even know the album until I saw her video of her winning the Grammy, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like I only knew that one song from her whole
It
album.
was
and I
like,
there was just no way.
I stopped watching the Grammys because I kept getting annoyed by who would win. So I stopped watching it like 3 years ago. But I just feel like Taylor Swift has no substance. I'm just going to say it. I feel like you can play me 3 songs from 3 different albums and I wouldn't be able to tell you like what album it's from just because they all sound the same.
Yeah.
So yeah. Which artist do you think will like stand the test of time? So like artists like fall off pretty crazy. For me, Drake. Like I don't think Drake will like.
Yeah.
Like I think Drake will always
Yeah.
be Drake.
Mine's Frank Ocean, 100%. Like
Okay.
as soon as he dropped his snippet, everybody went insane.
That
like,
is true.
There was no getting rid of him. He is so good, and everybody. I've
But
never met
he does
anyone.
drop off the face of the earth every.
I know, but like he
17
always
years.
comes back. He always comes back.
But like, will he always come back?
Yes.
It's like I
don't
saw
say
this,
that.
I saw this TikTok of like it was like this person in like a straitjacket in a white padded room saying Frank Ocean's gonna drop, Frank Ocean's gonna drop, and it made me laugh. What upcoming albums or artists are you excited about?
Frank Ocean's news. If he ever drops it, that would be great.
I think he will, but I don't think it's gonna be soon. Like I'm just gonna like.
I'm praying it is. I've been watching so many TikToks that like are guessing when it's gonna come out, and I'm believing
pretty
every
sure
single
it's
one
gonna
of
be
them.
like a year from now.
I don't know. People are saying September 10th.
So people are wrong because I'm pretty sure it's a year from now. So like I'm just gonna throw that out there, just letting you know.
Don't ruin it for me.
If you could recommend one album for the listeners to check out, what would it be?
Either Blonde by Frank Ocean or Agor by Tyler the Creator. Probably.
Mine's gonna have to be Sonder Son by Brent Faiyaz.
Okay. Why?
Because it's definitely my top 15. But like I re-listened to his albums, so I was driving to Dallas.
Yeah.
I re-listened to his albums, and I was like, these are really good.
He is a really good
And
artist.
so Sonder Son, just like the production's on it's good. It's just an overall good song, good album. I think it's a good leeway like to get you away from like pop and rap into R&B is Brent Faiyaz. He's like a perfect like mix of all those genres. So I think like
yeah, I don't think I could just like. I would have to know like what kind of music they're wanting to listen to recommend
that is
an
true.
album.
It's a good
to
point.
them.
It's a good point. So do you have any final thoughts or shout outs before we wrap this up?
Your music taste isn't bad. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Yours is decent. It's okay, but like
Yeah, yours is. We had like.
it's okay. We
some
can
of the
work
same
on it. We can
artists.
work on it. all right?
Yeah, we can work
Alright.
on yours too.
Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I will see y'all in the next one.